Hello everybody, this is Julia from Craft Room Adventures. Thank you so much for joining me today. This time I have another card using Hello Bluebird products. I'm using the adorable Fly a Kite stamp set. I stamped out all of my images onto Bristol Smooth Cardstock by Strathmore, and I'm using the Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm coloring all of my images using Zig Clean Color Real brush markers and Arteza brush pens. And I've already started on my little mouse with the 901 of the Zig markers. Now I'm using 64, which is oatmeal for the bear. And I'm just spreading the color using my water brush. Here I'm going in with the 901 again, and I'm deepening up the color on the tiny mouse. Now I'm also doing a second layer on my bear, again using the color Oatmeal 64. Now I'm moving on to the fox, and here I'm using the color 60. Oh, I'm going back to the bear, okay. I'm using the color 60 for my fox, which is called brown, and it's a really reddish brown, which is perfect for the little fox. I also use this color pretty sparingly because it's very intense, so I try to deepen it up slightly. Here you can barely see anything, so I'm just going in with a little bit of a scribble, and that works much better. But I have actually had that happen before, that it turned out extremely dark, and so I'm being really careful with this color. I'm using the same color for my squirrel, just using what I had already scribbled down on my mat at first. Again, going over the bear. Now I'm just adding a little more shading on my fox, using the number 60 still. And doing the same thing on my little squirrel. Now I'm just adding a little bit of pink on the cheeks of my critters using the pink haze color of the Zig markers, which is 201. And now I'm coloring the kites using lemon yellow, peach, and apricot. I'm just alternating between the images, so I make sure that in the meantime the other colors have time to dry, so that they don't mix with each other. This is the apricot color I'm using here, which is 124. Now I'm just going back in with the same colors and just deepening up the shadows a bit. Again with the apricot. And that finishes up my coloring. For the next part, I forgot to show the ink blending. I die cut a panel of Bristol Smooth cardstock using the Mama Elephant basic rectangles, and I ink blended it with Salty Ocean and a cloud stencil I cut from the Hello Bluebird Grassy Knoll die. Now I'm ink blending a grass panel, again cut with a Grassy Knoll die, and I'm using some Shabby Shutters Distress ink to ink blend the grassy panel. I'm using some adhesive runner to adhere to the cloud panel. And now it's time to stamp my sentiment. I decided to go with the sentiment from the stamp set, and I'm just using an acrylic block, and I'm stamping the sentiment in Versafine Clair ink in the color Pinecone. And the sentiment reads, "Life is better with friends," which I thought was really fitting for this scene. Now I'm just figuring out the placement for my images, and especially the lines for the kites and where all the images should go, because I really wanted to have the mouse hanging off of one. As you can see, figuring out the placement took me a while, because there are quite a lot of images I needed to, or wanted to fit on my card. And this is the way I decided I wanted to finish up the card, and now it's time to start adhering my images. I'm placing the ropes down with some liquid glue, because they would be too thin to adhere with foam tape. So I'm gluing them down first. I'm removing the backing sheet of the foam squares I put on the back of the images, and now I'm just gluing everything down. For the squirrel, I wanted him to hold the line of the kite, or the rope. I don't actually know what it's called in English. And so I glued it on top of him, and then adhered both to the panel. And now I'm just adding my little mouse that's hanging off of this one. Here goes my bear. And now for my last image. Oh no, sorry, forgot the fox. His tail is hanging off the side a little bit, and that doesn't really bother me, but if that bothers you, I would maybe make sure that the line of the kite is a little bit further into the center of the card, so that doesn't happen to you as well. I'm adding everything to an A2 sized card base, pressing it down so it sticks, and that finishes off my card for today. I really enjoy the Fly Kite stamp set, and I hope you liked my video and that you will consider subscribing for more videos. I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!